Oz, welcome to the Home and Garden Show. Is this your first visit to West Cumbria?
Not to West Cumbria, but actually to Whitehaven, yeah.
Right.
I've known about Whitehaven for donkey's years because my dad was the chest doctor for the coal mines in Kent.
Right.
And because we have deep mines that go out under the English Channel, and you've got deep mines that go out under the Irish Sea, I've always known about Whitehaven. Is it the Hague Pit?
Yes, that's
Bloody
right,
great Hague Pit and all that stuff. I knew about that when I was a 10-year-old kid.
There we go, there's a mining museum up there now.
Yeah, well, if I wasn't spending most of my time looking at Cumberland or Cumbria, I don't know, I like the idea, because I've got a friend who says he lives in Westmoreland, and I sort of think, you're absolutely right, you want to live in Westmoreland, you live in Westmoreland.
Yeah,
So Cumbria, Cumberland, well, it's not a Cumbria sausage, is it? It's a Cumberland sausage.
Exactly.
Oh God, Cumbrian Kitchen, here we go. All right, Cumbria.
Yeah.
Excuse
We'll
me,
talk about Whitehaven.
who's been opening my bottle?
I might have had a sneaky little...
I think that was probably Dianne.
Yeah, I had a sneaky little preview.
It's not a full bottle.
I do love a New
That is a
Zealand
not
Sauvignon.
quite full bottle.
Shall we enjoy a little while we talk?
Yes, so long as you admit that it was you.
It was.
It was
I
you,
cannot
Dianne.
deny it. It's my favourite white wine.
Well, that's because it's your homebrew.
Indeed.
Now,
Named after
where
Whitehaven.
exactly is the vineyard on this Whitehaven?
It's actually Marlborough. It's not up at Haypit. It's actually Marlborough in New Zealand.
It's not a. God, I thought I saw. No, that's
A few
a vine.
vines up there.
Is it not a vine? It's a mine out there, not a vine.
Exactly.
Close.
Very
It's
close.
a mine, not a vine. That my hearing's getting bad. There's me thinking, oh, nice Whitehaven, Marlborough. That means that this is from New Zealand.
Yes, indeed.
Have we worked out why they call it Whitehaven yet in New Zealand?
It was funny actually, it was a gentleman called Greg White who set it up originally, and this was his haven from being a banker. So it was pure coincidence that it became
What a
Whitehaven.
pity. You learn something new every day.
Yeah,
Is it
so
even I
there
didn't
we
know
go.
that. So there we go.
But there are many Whitehavens around the world, I have to say, because we were a very big sort of port that sent a lot of people out and
I was
emigrated.
hoping it's something to do with the Bessemer converter process, or the amount of hematite that he had in his hair when he left on the boat.
Well, should we enjoy a little?
Yes, let's
Since
do
I
that.
do enjoy.
We're all in
New
this
Zealand
together.
We
stuff.
are all in this together.
We are.
Now, Oz, I read somewhere that you were going to try and take the train up. Did you take
Well, I
the train
did,
up?
but I'm sorry about the mainline train from Euston. Got into Lancaster 10 minutes late, and there was an 8-minute connection.
Oh,
So
right.
there I was.
very much.
There I was at Lancaster station saying, "Where's the train round via Grange over South and Barrow and all those Milham and everywhere?" They said, "Oh, that left 2 minutes ago." I thought, "Oh, fantastic!" I looked up and said, "Oh, there's a Milham train." I thought, "Oh, well, that's all right." 20 minutes later, there's a Milham train. I've got to sat on this train. I thought, "Hang on, Milham. That's quite a long way to work." So I got off the train and I found a pause and said, "Excuse me, when I get to Milham, how do I get to Whitehaven? You won't be able to get there tonight." I said, and as I said that, the Milham train moved out. So not only had I missed the Milham train, but it's a good thing I did miss it, because I've been standing on Milham station saying,
Quite a
"Listen,
while, yeah.
when's the next train?" And it says 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I would have driven down and brought you one. Don't you worry.
Oh,
I'd have
but-
trundled down there in my little Citroen. I'd have been fine.
Very kind of you.
Cheers,
But
everybody.
I did take the train. I finally got up to Carlisle,
Right.
and then took the train back down. So it's very pleasant along where we turn to Maryport place. But when you get to Maryport, then you do get a most wonderful late afternoon, early evening, summer's evening, all the way down the coast. And I was just glued to the window like a little lad, because
The views are wonderful,
and that's what I
aren't
really
they?
wanted. And I am determined to take the train south from Whitehaven.
It is a fantastic. I've done it myself, and it is a fantastic.
Through the
It really is good.
1,300-yard Whitehaven tunnel.
This is very, very true.
Well
Yeah.
known.
Yeah, very.
It's been very long.
So I wanted to ask you, I mean, I love New Zealand Sauvignon, that's my favourite wine, so I'm thoroughly enjoying this. What's your favourite? What's in your wine rack that you like to open and for yourself?
I want you to like me. So it's Whitehaven Sauvignon Blanc from your
Good answer.
from your
Good
garden just round the
Excellent
back
answer.
there.
I'll give you a fiver later.
Yes, good. Hang on, there's no room. I've got so many fivers in my back pocket, all used. There's no room for yours. Let me take some fivers out of my back pocket, then you can put one back in.
There we go.
Well, it is funny. Sometimes it is a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. It all depends. And on a day like today, when the sun is out, but it's quite cool still, but there's a gorgeous sense of optimism in the air. You just think this is going to be the greatest summer ever. You know, so often in springtime you think this is going to be the summer we all remember, and 2014 is going to be the summer we all remember. And with that kind of mood, with a beautiful, sort of cool sunshine, just the kind of sunshine that you get in the South Island of New Zealand, this is an absolutely perfect wine. It's so tangy, it's that lovely, as though someone has. It's not exactly lime zest, it's more lemon zest. Yeah? But you get a couple of good lemons, and I learnt this from James Martin of all people. He said, roll the lemon like that. You get much more juice out of that. Typical bloody Yorkshireman, always trying to get more juice out of his lemon.
That's right.
But anyway, it works, and you squeeze and squeeze, and all that juice comes out, and then what I do is normally I scratch it with my fingernails, and that's good. It's wonderful. I'd like to scratch a couple of bits of the peel off and flick them into well, if the vat's not exactly the vat, but it's as though they've done that, as though they've taken some really good lemons and scraped them a bit and then thrown them into the vat. A beautiful prickle on the edge of your tongue, and it's just, and it's dry and it's fruity and it's not sort of la-di-da at all. It's just a lovely, fresh, simple kind of flavour, and it makes your eyes brighter. And just let me check. It makes your eyes brighter.
It does make your eyes brighter.
Look at that.
Now, just by talking to you, obviously, I get the passion from you about wines. Now, I'm a chef, so I'm passionate about Cumbrian produce and ingredients, and I spend a lot of time sourcing those ingredients. Should I be paying as much attention to detail with the wines that I use in my cooking?
Well, firstly, you should be paying attention to detail with the beers you usually cook. Cumbria has got an amazing array of small breweries. It's one of the areas that took the microbrewing revolution most seriously, and you've got a fantastic array. You know, right from Carlisle, Penrith, down to the south, and then right the way across there. With, you know, important players like Windermere, Lakeside's Windermere, Jennings, obviously. It's like Annandale up the road here. You know, everybody trying to say we're making a Cumbrian product. So I would definitely want you to always use local beers. Which I do. When it comes to wine, if you use rubbish wine in your cooking, presuming you're normally doing a reduction, well, what you're reducing is the rubbish wine. And so when the alcohol is all displayed off, you're left with acidity and tannins from the flavours, and whatever flavour is there. Now, it is perfectly possible to say, oh, well, it doesn't really matter, it's all going to be cooked away. But I think the French have got it right. The French basically say you should use the wine of the region when you're cooking the food of that region. If you're making coq au vin, which is a Burgundy dish, or Boeuf Bourguignon Burgundy dish, you should use Burgundy. Funny, I've been in Burgundy, and they say the way to tell if someone uses Beaujolais in a coq au vin to make it cheaper, the sauce goes black. Because the Gamay grape, when you cook the Gamay grape, which is the Beaujolais grape, it's different from the Burgundy grape, which is the Pinot Noir grape, which New Zealand does really well, by the way. And you can always tell, if you go into a restaurant in Burgundy, if it's got coq au vin, it's got black sauce, c'est un Beaujolais.
Well, it's funny actually.
And the patron will go and throw himself off the nearest bridge. But I think you should. Now, I would say on the whole, if you wanted to use in white wine something very the brightness and the fruit and the acidity are all important, and the Sauvignon Blanc grape is a good grape to use. There are some very nice ones in the Loire Valley from the Touraine. Don't buy Sancerre if you're in. They're twice the price. Don't need them. But the Touraine area, or indeed white Bordeaux, you can get very nice white Bordeaux for not very much money. But do get a decent one. If you use really rubbish stuff, you get a rubbish reduction and a rubbish sauce. Red wines, I think that the ones that I normally use myself are reasonably chunky. Spanish and Portuguese red wines are reasonably. What of course I do is I take the wine, I do my tasting notes, blah blah blah, and I've got that much wine left. I've only got so many neighbours, and their thirst is only. It's gargantuan, but not. There are times of the year when there's just too much wine in my house. So I just enjoy topping up 2 or 3 bottles of different sorts, a lighter red, a fairly full red, and a really beefy red. And the one I normally use is the beefy red. Portugal, Spain, because you don't have sugar left in those. things like cheap California wines, I wouldn't use too much sugar on. The wines from Chile and Argentina, they've normally got a fair amount of weight.
I like the Argentinian wines.
Yeah, Argentine Malbec, Argentine Bernardo, that's pretty good. But whenever you're using a wine to cook with, you realise you absolutely have to have a glass of it first.
Well, yes.
So if it says a bottle of wine in your reduction, what you basically mean is, oh, that'll be 2 bottles. Because I'm not going to get a bottle of wine out of a bottle.
Sounds like my style of cooking. I like the idea of that.
Well, I think Keith Floyd's General give us good wine, of course, and sometimes they use it as well.
We're going to have to get you to have a word with Jean all the time to make the beef bourguignon out of his new cookery book. And in that, he says to use claret. So contentious there by your Frenchman as well.
Yeah. But for what's in the dish?
Beef bourguignon.
Beef bourguignon with claret.
He'll have to have words.
He's that tall, handsome bloke who just signed for Manchester City, isn't he?
Something like that.
Well, he looks like most of Manchester City.
Yeah, he does
players, so I presume somewhere around here, the bloke going, I just signed for Manchester City. I can cook as well. Sorry, wasn't me. Blame him. Well, of course, it is possible he's got his Burgundies and his Bordeaux mixed up. Because he's a bit mixed up as a bloke. All his Italian and French business. He never knows where he is.
Yeah, it just sounds about.
I reckon he's
sounds like Jake, so you're right.
He's got his Burgundy and his Bordeaux mixed up.
Yeah, that's what
Maybe
it
he
is.
meant Barolo.
So tell us
Or Beaujolais.
a little bit about your new pocket book.
Oh,
You've
well,
been doing this for a while, haven't you?
What you mean since about 9 o'clock this morning? Yeah, it took me that long to write it. What I do with the pocketbook is to try and get a really good snapshot of the world of wine as it is now. So I work on it. All the tastings I do all through the year are all relevant to it, and I get these great big Hessian bags full of all my tasting notes and get them all out. And I go into the editor's office and spend day after day going through what's interesting, what's not so interesting, which ones are performing, which aren't. Are there any new areas which are exciting? Are there any old areas which are getting better? Are there any areas which are getting worse? Because we talk about what's getting worse as well as what's getting better, so that people think, well, I'm not sure I'm liking this wine from somewhere in France or somewhere in Italy. Why? Well, we'll try and tell you in the book. On the other hand, what's more important is to try and say there are new areas that you may not have thought of. Now, everything's cross-referred in the book, so once a name comes up, it's cross-referred all the time. So wherever you find it, wherever it is in the book, it'll tell you therefore what grape it's made from, through a cross-reference. It'll tell you which part of, let's say, Italy it comes from. It'll look through a reference. It'll tell you know what it's all A to Z. Everything's A to Z. Everything's cross-referred, and it sort of gives you as much knowledge as most people will want.
And fits in the handbag.
A bit more than that. It fits in the handbag,
as well,
so that when you want to whack me on the head, it gives you a little bit of ballast, so it hurts more. Yeah. That's obviously the Whitehaven you were going to say. Thank you. I'm not going to let you say thank you because I'm talking about the Whitehaven. Me, I've just been handbagged in Whitehaven, and I'm a better man for it.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us, Oz. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day in Whitehaven.
All right.
And
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we haven't finished.
Take it with you. It's nice, isn't it?